clients come in often and say, Bob, you need to go get us a court order for this or that or some other thing. And I always have to bite my tongue because I feel like asking, well, when I go to the drive-up window at the courthouse, do you want me to ask them to supersize it? But instead I say, do you watch Law and Order? Everyone knows Law and Order. Dun dun. How many times is it on? 50 times a week on 8 different cable channels? I bet it's on 24/7 if you have enough channels. Great show, lots of derivations. But you ever notice how by 3 minutes after the hour, the perp's already been arrested and in jail and all the preliminary bail hearings are resolved? And by 57 minutes after the hour, the perp is in jail, all appeals exhausted, and they're having a scotch with, oh gosh, whichever character it was. The lawyers are just shooting the breeze. Of course, a couple things about that. There's also 14 minutes of adult diaper and Cialis commercials in there for good measure. And you know what else? You never see a bill, because these are public people and they don't bill the county or the city or the state. But getting down to it, the law is a pretty blunt instrument, and as a general rule, a case proceeding at the speed of light will take, if you file it at 4 o'clock today, if it's done in 6 months and 1 hour or 57 minutes, that's pretty fast. Now there are different circumstances, but remember that the law is a blunt instrument and it can get expensive. And as a result, going through the process of enforcement can be time consuming. And you have to understand that what Ben Franklin said in 1753 or so is still true today. A litigant is a person willing to give up his skin to save his bones. The association needs to enforce the restrictions, but you need to work with counsel to figure out the most cost-effective way of doing so. In a homeowner association, you might start with fines, because fines in a homeowner association can become a claim of lien. And if you amend your bylaws, they can go over $1,000. Well, if someone is in violation, maybe fining them $1,000, $100 a day for each day, up to $1,000, but the fine in itself is not going to stop the violation, but maybe it's enough pain to make someone understand that what they're doing is in violation of the restrictions and needs to be stopped. Then you can try mediation, which is the next step, and eventually litigation. If it's particularly bothersome, you can try for an injunction, or a temporary restraining order, temporary injunction. Highly unusual remedy. In fact, just the other day we were involved in a case where I was quite sure the judge was not going to enter the injunction against our client. Well, guess what? It happened. And that's the other side of the vagaries of the law, is that justice comes in the next world. Lawyers and courts don't provide justice. Lawyers help you achieve your goals and enforce your restrictions or get you money. We don't mete out, and the court system does not mete out justice. There's one true judge, or none, depending on your belief system, or several, doesn't matter. But the point of the matter is, for associations, understand that things move slowly. And even though you have online dockets and you can tell when things are filed, there are various procedural methods of delaying things, drawing out things, and many cases get decided when one party simply runs out of money and they do what's called sue for peace. That's more a war term or a battle term when nation states go to war, but it's the same thing. They come to you and say, we want to resolve this, and guess what the biggest issue usually is? Who's going to pay the legal fees? Because in these types of cases, there's prevailing party attorney fees. So be smart, understand the system, understand that even the best lawyer has to work within the cumbersome dates and calendars of the legal system and make sure that you're enforcing smart